We're coming to get our check.
Black first, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I'm your host, Afro Elite. Please make sure that you guys stay locked in through the whole way through. Make sure you hit that like and all that stuff. Do all that stuff. Shout out to y'all for the pre-likes, because y'all pre-like game is unchallengeable. We almost got upwards of 100 pre-likes already, and we just getting started. So we already on a good page. We are on a good page. All right. So shout out to every single last one of you guys in here. Yes, 70 pre-likes already. Not even a minute in. That's good work. That is good work. And that's going to offset all of the sabotaging that we've been going through. So shout out to y'all. Now, here's something, right? We're discussing this, and then we're going to discuss another hidden layer in this, because this is more than about Caitlin Clark. This is more than about Angel Reese. This is more than about basketball. Okay, it's more about really white superiority in general, and how the white people gotta always be on top. That's what it's really about. So that's what we're going to be breaking down. All right, shout out to every single last one of you guys. So we discussed in our last thing about, the women's college basketball, we discussed how Caitlin Clark was like being like super promoted. The last time we discussed it talking about how Angel Reese, had a small little moment where she was crying a little bit, and everybody blew it up like, oh, you're such a loser, you're such a crybaby, stop doing that, oh my God, you suck. Everybody was doing that. So we saw and we broke down the racial dynamics between the treatment of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, mind you, this is prior to the Caitlin Clark's team, which is the Iowa Hawkeyes, losing to South Carolina. I think this is the South Carolina Tigers, if I'm not mistaken. They lost the championship. And it wasn't even like a super close match. And Caitlin Clark was kind of getting whooped. If you guys saw the championship match, Caitlin Clark was getting a ball stolen from her by a sister named Raven. She did a great job. Shout out to Raven. She lost very bad, but it's okay. But then you see this crazy amount of promotion. It's this crazy amount of promotion. And we're really going to break this down. So y'all stay locked in. So we almost got 100 people in here. Y'all make sure you share too. That's important. So over here on Twitter, and I've been going viral on all social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, it's been crazy. So I got to pull this up real quick. I had everything pulled up and this just went away for some reason. Okay. So right here. Let me share this screen with you guys real fast. I'm going to do it like this. I'm not trying to. So, Caitlin Clark. Hold on. I don't want to get no copyright strike or nothing like that. Caitlin Clark, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for y'all, is on SNL. SNL, my bad. SNL. So I'm all like, damn, Caitlin Clark is on SNL. That's very interesting. So, and I've noticed a couple of things before I even saw Caitlin Clark on SNL. There was a couple of things that I noticed well before I saw her on SNL. I was like, why is Caitlin Clark? Now, mind you, this is like before I guess they filmed this the weekend after, right before the NFL draft, right? So she's on SNL. And not only her, but her whole team. So this is what I had to say about it. I says, notice that the white girl who lost gets on SNL over the black girls who won. Not just Caitlin Clark, but her whole team. Yet they claim it's not about race. Now, everybody wants to make the excuse, well, Caitlin Clark's just the most phenomenal player. Keep this in mind, because we will go back to this. We already got 100 people in the room. Not even 5 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. So I want you to keep this in mind. The crazy amount of promotion that she gets. Now, look at the team who won. Now, check this out. Check this out. Oh my God, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm bringing up my editing app. Look at this. Now, when we talk about this 2024 WNBA draft headlined by number one pick Caitlin Clark shatters TV viewership records. So everything is about, man, everywhere Caitlin Clark goes. So they're sitting up there saying the WNBA draft that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was at, it shattered the records because of Caitlin Clark. Oh my God, Caitlin Clark, Lord. Look, we're going to read a little bit into this. This is a crazy amount of promotion for someone, mind you, never won a championship. Okay? Women's sports, particularly women's basketball, continues to grow. So do the viewership numbers. A record 2.45 million viewers tuned in to the 2024 WNBA draft on ESPN to witness the Indiana Fever. Oh, that's what they're calling it. The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark with the first overall pick on Monday, demolishing the previous records. Clark was a part of the superb 2024 draft class that included number 2 pick Carmen Prick, Los Angeles Sparks, and then number 3 pick Camila Cordoza, Chicago Sky, number 4 pick Rickea Jackson, and this says Rickea Jackson, number 7 pick Angel Reese. I thought Angel Reese was number 5. I think they got that messed up. Notice how they went to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. They skipped somebody and then put Angel Reese at 7. I'm pretty sure she was number 5 last time I checked. But okay. So people tuned into the NBA draft, the WNBA draft, because of Caitlin Clark, because she's just that great. She's just that absolute fantastic. Then I saw this. Okay. Then we're going to get back to the actual thing. Then I saw this. Look, can the success of South Carolina, that's the team who won the championship this year, and Caitlin Clark's impact continue to grow women's sports? So win or lose, they are finding a way. She was number 7? No, she was number 7? Okay, she was number 7. Okay, all right. I thought she was number 5 because that's what's on her jersey, isn't it? Oh, well, maybe she was 7. All right, now I guess they ain't wrong. Okay. Maybe. All right. I guess we can't trip on that part then. She was number 7. Okay. I was mistaken. Anyway. Caitlin Clark's impact. Now, look at this. This is the South Carolina team who won the championship. And they got her in the title with quote unquote Caitlin Clark's impact. The impact that Caitlin Clark has. So everybody's sitting up there making it seem like Caitlin Clark is single-handedly growing women's basketball. Caitlin Clark is really doing it all by herself. If you really think about it. Caitlin Clark is just the title. And then when you see that, so we're going to read a little bit into it. So hold on. I gotta type something in because I gotta turn this app off. It just popped up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so reading down into it, it continues to say, the University of South Carolina's women's basketball and head coach, Dwan Staley, completed an undefeated season. Mind you, this whole season that they played and won the championship, they did not lose one single time. Completed an undefeated season and captured their 3rd national title in program history after defeating Iowa 87-75 on Sunday, April 6th. It was also their first undefeated season since the UConn Huskies did it back in 2016. Okay, that's what you get from that. Stacey also joined Elite Company by winning her third title as coach. Her name now stands alone. Now I want to get down to the point where they bring up like Caitlin Clark. Now right here, as you can see here, it says Johnson improved those numbers and was the main reason why Gamecocks, I guess that's what they call it, Gamecocks was able to average their loss from a season ago. After Caitlin Clark scored a tournament record of 18 points by any player in the first quarter of Sunday's title game, Johnson held her to just 12 points in the final 3 quarters and had 3 key steals from Caitlin. Also, freshman bench, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. I'm gonna say Melissa Fullery and Tisha Johnson combined their score to 28 of the team's 37 total bench points. So Caitlin Clark, if you really want to think about this, Caitlin Clark did not, they're talking about Caitlin Clark's impact. She scored 18 points in the first quarter. That's a good number. 18 points in the first quarter is a good number, and I got to give that to her. But then she scored 12 points in the other 3 quarters. She scored 18 in the first quarter, and then for the rest of the game, I'm talking about spread out 3 quarters, she was only able to score 12 points and was getting the ball stolen from her. So she peaked in the first quarter. And everybody's all like, oh my God, Caitlin Clark, she's the greatest woman to live. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to, hold on. This is different. Oh no. Is this up like this? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. So let me see. I want to show you guys something. If I can change the, okay. So we're going to discuss the impact. So everybody's talking about Caitlin Clark's impact and everybody's mad about Caitlin Clark's impact. Everybody's upset about that. So when I saw the thing on SNL, and I'm going to show it to you guys again, I made a video about it. Check this out. So when I saw it, I want you guys to see how much they look at the viewers on this. Okay. It has 2.2 million views, my one post, thousands of comments, thousands of reposts, thousands of likes, almost 1,000 bookmarks. I think this thing went huge. It was absolutely huge, phenomenal. Okay. So let me see. Did I download that? Oh, I did download it, but I didn't put it up. That's what I was looking for. Caitlin Clark in her, I made this video, right? This video right here. Let me see. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, like that. So I went on my TikTok, my Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. Went on that, and I broke this down. So y'all gonna see the comments that was made. It was crazy. 200 views. Hurricane is on it. 200 views. He's on it. Appreciate you. So look at this. Her team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, were invited on SNL. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that Caitlin Clark nor her team have a championship at all. But the black girls who do have a championship this season and last season, they weren't invited on SNL. A lot of people are making the argument Caitlin Clark is just the greatest player to ever see a basketball. But what about the team? The team is not the best team, but the whole team is on SNL. So it's not just Caitlin. The whole team is being celebrated as if they won, but they didn't. So the team that doesn't have a championship is being promoted over the team that does. Yeah, it's about race. I don't care what y'all say. Man, hold on. When I tell you I did that, it triggered so many people. It was crazy. How much it triggered. It triggered so many people. It was crazy. First off, everybody's all like, well, no, you don't know. It was, you don't know sports. You don't know sports. Okay, does it make sense from a mark? I know a little bit about sports and I know a little bit about marketing. Now, I might not be an expert in basketball stats or an expert in like SNL marketing or whatever, but I know for a fact that Caitlin Clark and her whole team, this is stemming from last season, has been given this very intense false promotion. Do you remember when Caitlin Clark lost to Angel Reese? Do you remember in the championship thing when she was doing all of this and Angel Reese did this back to her? And then everybody's all like, oh my God, Angel Reese is so ghetto. I can't believe she did that. That's so classless. It's so unsportsmanlike. It's so unsophisticated. And nobody even acknowledged the fact that Caitlin Clark did it first. Nobody even acknowledged that. But folks was calling her, and I said this in the other video, folks was calling her monkeys, the N-word, everything. Threatening her, and oh my God, she shouldn't be able to play sports because she did this and won. See, that's the thing. If she would have did that and lost, it would have been like, ha ha, you should have known. But she did that and won. And anytime, period, in a system of white supremacy, there's a black person and a white person competing in a sports, to them, it represents the racist competing. It's not to shout out to Antithesis. I appreciate you, brother. It's not two players playing a sport. It's two races playing against each other. That's why when you see Floyd Mayweather fighting against a white person, the white society just tends to fall and back the white person, because it's this, you represent white people, so you got to beat this black person because they represent black people. In that moment, Caitlin Clark represented white people and Angel Reese represented black people, and Angel Reese beat Caitlin. She played a better game. She won. And Caitlin was embarrassed and humbled, and they did not like that. Jill Biden, and this is how you know she's been falsely promoted. Jill Biden, the president's wife, because after you win the championship team gets to go to the White House for a celebration. The championship team gets to go to the White House for a celebration. The rules do not change, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, whatever. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. That's the rules of the game. Okay, hold on. So if that does not change, the LSU, which was the team Angel Reese was playing for, they should have been able to go, but they didn't. Instead, Jill Biden was like, you know what? I want both y'all to come to the White House, which she knew she wouldn't have done if Caitlin Clark's team won. If Caitlin Clark's team won, it would have been like, well, I'm sorry, black Negro girls, you lost, so you can't come. But the white girls lost, and it's like, well, y'all tried so hard and you did so good. You're getting participation trophies. White people, they do something slightly okay and they get a participation trophy. And they want to talk about welfare. That's welfare. Just the fact that you can participate and lose, you still get a trophy. That's a participation trophy. They talk about pulling yourselves up by your bootstraps and you shouldn't accept anything that's handed to you, yet they're always being handed things. Caitlin Clark is being handed things. She's not the best. I have never, in the history of sports, brothers and sisters, period, I have never seen a player who does not have one single championship be considered the greatest of all time. I want you guys to think about this. Let me sit up when I literally want you guys to think about this. When you think of the greatest players of all time, whether you think about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, what do you think about them? Or another sport, when you think about Muhammad Ali, when you think about Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Venus and Serena Williams, when you think about Tiger Woods, when you think about all of these players, no matter who it is, none of them at all, period, would be considered the great. There would not even be a conversation about them being the greatest player or the greatest person to compete if they had not won. If they don't have a championship, there's not a single, I dare anybody to name me, a single black athlete, not just basketball, not just football, not just a black athlete, period, who thousands of people argue is the greatest of all time, and yet they lose every championship. You can't find one. But with Caitlin Clark, she's just the greatest of all time. Everybody's saying, oh, she played a phenomenal game. I want to show you some of the comments. We're going to look through some of the comments here, and we're going to see, because she's the greatest of all time. I know the comments is kind of whatever. So to be fair, I doubt that LSU team could even read the lines. Okay. So that's a little racial thing. They couldn't even read the lines. They're dumb. Okay. All right. Boy, they're so uncreative. So I want to get to some of that the haters right here. Okay. Oh, the biggest star in the sport, in town to be the #1 pick in the draft, makes media appearance and brings big attention to the sport, lifting everyone. This guy is much racist. Okay. First off, it would have been different if Caitlin Clark alone went on SNL. It would have been different if Caitlin Clark alone went on SNL. Okay. But she didn't. The whole team got to go on SNL. Just like the whole team was about to go to the White House. And it was really the fact that Angel Reese, who was the star player last year, was like, no, that's not cool. Even though she changed it, because the whole thing is she was all like, I'm not going to the White House if they're going. And then she was like, no, I don't want to take that opportunity to go to the White House for my team. I don't want to do that for my team. So I'm going to go just so my team don't have to suffer. But Angel Reese didn't like that. She was like, that's not cool. That's not fair, because y'all wouldn't have did that with the black girls who lost, I mean. So, of course, oh, you mean a highly marketable, non-offensive generational talent? Okay. That is sure to be #1 overall in the draft. That white girl, Cope, and she, oh, okay. All right. Non-offensive. So what do the black girls do that make them offensive then? See, they're telling on themselves, and I'm going to get to the DMs, because they were flooding my DMs. I'm going to get to that. She's non-offensive. Okay, non-offensive in comparison to who? So, because if you're going to say non-offensive in comparison to Angel Reese, then you're going to have to show where Angel Reese is doing something that Caitlin Clark is not doing. And in our last video that we discussed, there's nothing that Angel Reese is doing or has done that Caitlin Clark does not do or has done. Then another one. Why do black people hate white people still? Nigga. He's not nigga, but dude. Why do black people hate white people still? And then 2,000 likes. Why are we so hated? Whoa. Ain't nobody say nothing about no hate. Who hates y'all? Nobody hate y'all. Nobody hate y'all. He's not in this situation. You know, ain't nobody said nothing about hate. Right here, right now. Nobody said that at this moment. I mean, the question is should be, why do black people hate, and then still? Like, after all we did for you niggers, and okay. Now it continues to, I mean, I want you to see, it's not about race. Caitlin Clark is the best women's college basketball player of all time. This is why she's there. Not because she's white. Okay. But she lost. Nobody has ever shown somebody being the best player of all time in their league and not have a championship, losing both championships. Okay. Wow, such fragile egos. Always the victim, always oppressed. It must really suck to be you. Well, it does suck to live under the system of white supremacy, which is why we're getting rid of it. That's why we're getting rid of it. We have over 300 people in the live, not even 30 minutes in. Now, these are grown men tripping over women's college sports, which I'm sure they do not watch like that. Mind you, I just want you to know, these are not avid sports fans, okay? These are not avid sports fans. And then another one. I mean, we can go all day long. All day long. Okay. Uh yeah, it has to be about her skin color. Can't be about her smashing basketball records. Ain't nobody coming to see her though. Okay, so now really want to break this down. I really want to break this down. Who has the bigger impact on sports? I'm going to do this, and then guess what? That's why I need you guys to lock in. Before I show my evidence, I'm going to show you guys um I'm going to show you guys that the evidence. Then I'm going to make a poll. I'm going to put the poll in the chat room, and I want you guys to vote on the poll, okay? I want you guys to vote on this great poll that we're having right here. Let me make sure I have it set up. But check this out. I want you guys to see this. Now, they're saying Caitlin Clark brought all this attention to the game. Now, does anybody remember when the championship game was last year? When they first started being talked about last year? Let me see. I just want to Google it so I can show it to you. I remember it, but I want to Google it so I can show it to you guys. LSU college championship, because I don't know why I didn't think about doing that before. College championship game date. Okay, so which this is okay, the date. Let me show you. I want to show what date. Does anybody remember the actual date the championship game was? Okay, okay, check this out. Okay, anyway, I'm getting ads all over the place. So check this out. I'm just gonna play it like this. So Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now these are the Google search analytics. So I compared Caitlin Clark, which is blue, to Angel Reese, which is red. Now, right here, when their name was not being spoke of at all, this is in early 2023. Their name was not being spoke of. Caitlin Clark had some, Angel Reese had some, a little bit over. And then right here is when they really started getting popular. Okay, that's when everybody started noticing. That's when everybody started commenting. That's when the whole viral thing started commencing. And Angel Reese was way more talked about during that time. Angel Reese was far more talked about than Caitlin Clark. It was even then. Now, when Caitlin Clark started to get her stats up or whatever the case is, then she started getting more Google searches because they were mad that she lost. But I want you to think, the first spike when people first started watching college sports, that was not happening before, because she has a lot of new viewership. There's a lot of new viewership. People were not watching this before. When you look at the data, it shows the first spark of the college thing. You see a big spike in Caitlin Clark, but a huge, much bigger spike in Angel Reese. She was the person that everybody was interested in. She was the person initially everybody was checking for. Now all of a sudden, everybody's acting like it was Caitlin Clark who carried women's basketball. Caitlin Clark has the much bigger impact. It was April. Okay, April 2nd, 2023. Okay, thank you. It was April 2nd, 2023. I knew it was sometime in 2023. Then when the endorsements started to roll in, I'm going to show you right here. When they first had their big spike or whatever in November, that's when you see Angel Reese. Angel Reese spiked way before Caitlin did. Way before Caitlin did. Okay. So, okay. Now, if she has the biggest impact on women's sports, let me show you this. Now I'm doing this to give you my evidence, and then I'm going to show you. So this is Caitlin Clark's Instagram. This is Caitlin Clark's Instagram page. Okay. As you can see, she has 2 million followers. 2 million. Okay. This is Angel Reese's. 3 million. 3 million. Okay. Caitlin Clark's Twitter at 329,000 followers. And then Angel Reese's Twitter at 445,000. So all throughout social media, Angel Reese is bigger than Caitlyn in every aspect. She's bigger in every aspect. People want to see her more in every aspect. She's a bigger player. She's the one who initially got people interested in the sport. Not just because people are not just interested or not interested in sports because they weren't shooting good or doing very well. It's because they looked at women's sports as boring. And then they looked at Angel Reese, and Angel Reese is not boring. Angel Reese is fly. Angel Reese got charisma about herself. She has a personality that people like. That's why Angel Reese, that's why she was the one who garnered most of the attention. That's why she has the biggest social media following of the two. But you constantly still see people act like, man, the Angel Reese impact. I'm going to show y'all this. When I made that thing on Twitter, I got flooded with comments like this. Absolutely flooded with comments. And this is just some. I'm talking about, I'm on TikTok, on Twitter, on this, on that. I'm talking thousands of comments. So I couldn't even really, and I'm going to start the poll. Let's just, hold on. Who has the bigger impact? Okay, who has the bigger impact? All right, there we go. So one of the now this one from alleged person who alleged he's black, but he was wearing a mask, so I couldn't really tell. Crybaby Negro people like you make us all look like a bunch of crybabies. I don't know any black person who refers to another black person as Negro people like you. Crybaby Negro people like you make us all look bad. And get a grip on reality. You ain't a victim. Maybe they are on the show because she is the most famous college girls player ever. But I'm gonna let you tell it. It's just because she's white. Okay. But here's the thing. They did too much. They did too much and they told on themselves. Because if Angel Reese, if Caitlin Clark was honestly the greatest player to ever live, to ever touch a basketball, why in the hell is her whole team there? Okay. Clark. Okay, there we go. Let me see. All right, who has the bigger impact? I just started the poll. All right, I had to type it out. It says Cope Harder Blackie. Okay. Oh, wow. It says, let me move this logo off the thing because you can't see it temporarily. You never went through slavery, so please shut your bitch ass up, ho. Whoa. Do you see how mad they are triggered? I never went through slavery. What does this have to do with slavery? You never went through slavery, dude. Shut your bitch ass up, ho. And then another one, bitch boy. And then get that damn MLK quote off your page when your dumbass hates everything. These people are mad. These people are triggered. Oh, and I could go all. Then there was a whole bunch of gay comments and stuff like that. I don't know. It was a lot of, man, people was mad, triggered, bothered. And we're going to really get to the reason. I started the poll so you guys can make sure you guys vote on that poll, get that poll going. All right. So triggered. So then we had some people make some videos about my video. Before we do that, because we almost got 400 people in the room. So before we do that, let me make sure that I play my video again. Hold on. Just to let you know. So Caitlin Clark and her team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, were invited on SNL. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that Caitlin Clark nor her team have a championship at all. But the black girls who do have a championship this season and last season, They weren't invited on SNL. A lot of people are making the argument Caitlin Clark is just the greatest player to ever see a basketball, but what about the team? The team is not the best team, but the whole team is on SNL. So it's not just Caitlin. The whole team is being celebrated as if they won, but they didn't. So the team that doesn't have a championship is being promoted over the team that does. Yeah, it's about race. I don't care what y'all say. Man, they got triggered, but hey, I was cooking. So check this out. This guy made a response to me. Okay. Hold on. For those who don't know who this guy is, I'm gonna give you I got some other videos so you guys can get a feel of who this guy is, all right? Because I don't want you guys to go in empty-handed. Because it's not somebody who disagrees. This guy is known, his name is Jeff Mean, is known for he's a butter biscuit eating, tap dancing, shucking and jiving Sambo. He is the worst of the worst. Okay, it's not a single thing where he's not defending racism. I want you, before you see his reply to me, and then I'm gonna break down why I said what I said. But before you see his reply to me, a lot of y'all, we got 400 people in the room. 400 people in the room. Some of y'all who might know him, some of y'all might not know him. But let me show you who this guy is before. Let me show you who this guy is before, right? Come on, play.
Literally, no one is racist to white people. Really. No one is racist to white people. This is what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys do not live in reality. All you do is have to open up this app and you can see people being racist to white people. Hell, it's trendy to be racist to white people at this point. It's everywhere. It's the cool thing to do. And do not come to me talking about, literally no one is racist to white people because it's impossible to be racist to white people because they're in power and racism requires a power structure. No, it doesn't. Any race of people can be racist to another group of people. The poorest black person can be racist in America. The richest white person in America can be racist. The richest black person in America can be racist. The poorest white person in America can be racist. You guys need to live in reality. Black people can be racist, white people can be racist, Asian people, Indian people, Middle Eastern people, whoever, if they're pink, blue, purple, orange, yellow, green, doesn't matter, they can be racist. What this kind of thinking and talking does is it allows black people to be racist, and
then his audio messes up. Oh, come on. Okay. I know I froze up for us. Am I good? I'm good, right? I'm good. Right? Am I good? Please tell me I'm good. Okay, I think I'm good. We got more. Okay. So check this out.
These types of comments. Are Black people more violent than other groups? Without a doubt, on every anti-racism education video that I post on social media, I always get these types of comments. Well, what about Black on Black crime? Why don't you focus on all the violence in the Black community? Why don't Black people stop killing each other? The criminalization of Black people is a tactic of white supremacy and also a foundational principle of systemic racism. Whether we're talking about slave patrol during chattel slavery in America, or we're talking about Black codes during the Reconstruction era, all the way through the Jim Crow era with racial profiling and over-policing that we still see happening today, which also led to mass incarceration, this is all a part of white supremacy culture and also systemic racism.
See, I don't agree with this. If we look at statistics in the United States, it is very clear that Black people are more violent than other races in this country. Now, I'm not saying we are inherently violent. What I am saying is men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The numbers are showing that we as Black people are more violent in the US. And it seems like so many people want to take reality and make it a white supremacist talking point. Like if you acknowledge the reality.
Mind you, he doesn't show the numbers because the numbers don't show that. But people can just sit up there and say, well, hold on, that is what the numbers show. But not only do they not show the numbers, they don't even tell you where the numbers are. They don't say, according to the FBI, because the FBI don't say that. According to the Bureau of Crime Statistics, they don't know. Nobody says that. So people like, well, it's the numbers. The numbers I just made up today, right now. That's what he's saying.
The situation, that's white supremacist talking points, and it's also systemic racism. Everything isn't white supremacy and systemic racism, but when you've got a racial hammer, everything seems like a nail maybe. Until we accept reality that we are more violent currently, it's going to be hard to make real progress because we're denying reality. It's hard to make coherent arguments when you're denying reality.
You need to stop talking about white people and racism and focus on fixing black on black crime. There's no such thing as black on black crime. Crime is just crime, which is why you've never heard the term white on white crime, because white people do commit crimes, don't they?
There definitely is such a thing as black on black crime. Something tells me that her and many people like her, if they saw a white cop kill a black man, they wouldn't just say it was a crime. They would be talking about systemic racism. But if it's just crime, why are we talking about racism?
But that's not the it's not the same. That's not the same thing at all. Now he has a longer video. That's not the same thing at all. Just I want you to get the mentality of the people who are upset with me about my comment. All right. It's not the same. People asking if he's FBI or non-FBI. I don't know. I don't know. You know, if he is or not. I can't say it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's just crime, right? The reason you don't see white people talking about white on white crime and people coming at white people about white on white crime that much is because white people aren't busy complaining about the system. They're not busy throwing fits every time a white person is killed by a black cop or white cop. People talk about black.
When do white people get killed by black cops? When do white people get killed by black cops? When do we see a white version of what happened to George Floyd, or a white version of what happened to Breonna Taylor, or a white version of what happened to Tamir Rice? When do we see these things? Complain about the system is made for them, but okay.
On black crime because so many black people want to seem outraged about police killings when in reality police killings don't even come close to the amount of black people killing other black people. So yes, that talking point makes a lot of sense because again, let's say there's a boat that's taking on water, okay? You've got two holes in the boat. You've got a small one over here and then you've got a very large one over here that is bringing on a ton of water. The large hole is blacks killing blacks. The tiny hole over here is police officers and white people killing blacks. So many people want to go focus on the tiny hole and leave the massive hole continuing to let water on. It doesn't make sense. Again, black on black crime is a thing. White on white crime is a thing. Asian on Asian crime is a thing. White on black crime is a thing. Black on white crime is a thing. Again, I find it so funny how so many people want to see race in everything. But the moment we start talking about black on black crime, oh, well, black on black crime is not a thing. It definitely is a thing. It is one of the most prominent types of crime in the US, even though we're not even the largest percentage of the population.
My pen is not working. Okay. That's another. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. I'm in the mood for after I'm done making my case. I'm in the mood not only for just a poll, because I want more than just a poll. Do y'all think, I'm asking you guys, y'all can say yes or no. I want you to put a 1 in the chat room if it's a yes. Put a 2, or no, put a 1 if it's a yes, put a 0 if it's a no. Do y'all think I should open up the phone lines today? Would you guys like to call in and leave a comment later? Just put a 1 if a yes, 2, 0 a no. 1 yes, 0 no. Because if y'all know, I'm kind of in the mood for it. I'm a little bit in the mood for it. Just so y'all can. Okay, we'll do it. We got enough. We'll do it. Let me make my case first. It's another video. Okay. That he makes. Now, those were the 2. Now check this out.
Just imagine you're running from the cops in a stolen vehicle. They catch your stupid ass. They beat your ass. And then they give you a post-game interview. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson. Franklin Sanders and his juvenile companion thought they were going to come through St. Lucie County with the stolen vehicle with the Broward Task Force on their tail. Ain't happening. Although this is an M5 and it's super fast, we got the Scat Pack out. Hey, what'd you think? Good? Yeah, no comment.
Yeah, no comment is wild. You know, I'm not against.
So, okay, just so y'all know, this is a cop. Who there was a teenager who I guess had an alleged stolen vehicle. He was running from the cops, whatever. They caught him, beat the boy up, and then before taking the boy to jail, which is their job, they have him handcuffed, barely conscious, on the side of a car, and the cop is doing a little interview. Like, oh yeah, man, we caught him, he ran, we ducked, and the thing is, we have a lot. Like, I want you to see this. Would you ever think, what do you think would be the consequences if a black cop did this, took his personal cell phone and made some type of joke or parody after beating up a white teenager, whether he stole it or not. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it.
A post-game interview. What the fuck?
You know, St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson, Franklin Sanders and his juvenile companion thought they were going to come through St. Lucie County with the stolen vehicle with the Broward Task Force on their tail. Ain't happening. Although this is an M5 and it's super fast, we got the Scat Pack out. Hey, what'd you think? Good? Yeah, no comment.
Yeah, no.
Oh, and they did get in trouble. I don't know if they got fired or suspended, but they got in trouble. Now look at what he has to say about it.
Comment is wild. You know, I'm not against this. I think bringing back some of that public shame might not be a bad idea. I think there's an argument to be made that some of these people might actually be more afraid of themselves trending on social media like this than actually getting arrested. They might not want half of the world laughing at them looking bad after doing something like this. So I think it adds another incentive for people to not do stuff like this. And I also think that whatever departments do this are sending a clear message to people that, hey, we do not put up with this. Try it if you want to. See what happens. And I'm with that. I like it. Hold these criminals accountable and start locking them up like we should.
Okay. So this is the dude who comments on me. So you know, he's always going to defend the white folk. Always going to defend the white folk. Now we're going to get to what he had to say about me. I just want you to get a feel of where his mentality and his stance is. So check this out. So Caitlin Clark and her team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, were invited on SNL.
Okay, cool.
What's interesting about this is the fact that Caitlin Clark nor her team have a championship at all. But the black girls who do have a championship this season and last season, they weren't invited on SNL.
Iowa wasn't invited to SNL last year, so why are you comparing last year? The only year you should be comparing is this year. But he needs to try to use both years to try to make his racial point, which is this.
A lot of people are making the argument Caitlin Clark is just a great... Now, why I brought up last year, and now I'm setting up the phone lines as I'm doing this. Why I brought last year up is because of the fact that last year, none of them were promoted like that. And last year specifically... Hold on, let me see something. Connection host calling. Hold on. I don't know why that happened. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Last year specifically, Jill Biden went out of her way to invite them to the White House. So that's what. What's going on? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on. My bad, y'all. So my thing is, y'all, they've been getting super crazy amount of promotion since last year. The amount of promotion they got since last year, it couples with this. Okay, I'm using last year as a reference of these players don't have to win. They don't have to be that good. But regardless of that, they get the same amount of promotion, if not more, because the team who won weren't invited on SNL. The team who won, or the team, if the black girls lost, they wouldn't have been invited to the White House, but the white girls got invited to the White House. Oh, shit. Messed that up. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm messing up here. But let me let them play it because I'm distracted. Greatest player to ever see a basketball, but what about the team? The team is not the best team, but the whole team is on SNL. So it's not just Caitlin. The whole team is being celebrated as if they won, but they didn't. So the team that doesn't have a championship is being promoted over the team that does. Yeah, it's about race. I don't care what.
This is the take you have when you're only able to see things through a racial lens. When you only have a racial hammer, everything seems like a nail. Iowa has the most watched women's basketball game of all time on all 6 of these networks. It's not LSU. It's not South Carolina. Is she the primary reason that this happened? Yes, but she's not the only reason. There's a whole team that plays with her. So yes, they all got invited to the show because they bring a lot of viewership. What do TV shows want? Views, ratings. They're likely seen as a great way to increase viewership and ratings. It's not because SNL is racist. This isn't about race. This is why it's important for us to have a true understanding of economics and take off our racial glasses. Far less about race, a lot more about money.
Okay. Now, I just set that up. Just the thing, right? Check this out. Here's the thing. I want to get to the point where he's all like, they have the most watched games. No. The most watched games this season and last season were the championship games, were the semifinals and the championship games. It was watched among those things. I want you to I actually let me pull it right back up again, because just because if you look at this, you would have the impression that Caitlin Clark has the most views. Oh my God, people are loving Caitlin Clark and watching all of her stuff. No, this is the championship game. Just because you put Caitlin Clark there does not mean that it's her. People make it seem like they're watching the championship because of Caitlin Clark, and they're not. Nobody's watching the championship because of Caitlin Clark. Nobody is. The racial narrative is because they want to justify their false promotion. They want to make it seem like we want the face of the WNBA or women's sports to be a white woman. So we're going to artificially make her a big thing. That's the thing. And they do this. I want you to, now we can break this down the way I really want to. We can break this down because they do this not just with Caitlin Clark. They do this with, let me show you another picture. Everything that we do, we make it. We make the field. We make the genre. We make the demand for it. We make it attractive. We create it, make it attractive, make people want to get it, make people want to listen to it or watch it, whatever. Then all of a sudden, a white person, individual comes up, and then next thing you know, they're being claimed as being the best. You can look at hip hop, for example, or music, for example. We got the case of Eminem. And then we got the case of Elvis Presley. These are other examples of the same situation, the same thing. Black people been rapping for a long time, better rappers, more fluid rappers, more artistic rappers, more creative rappers. Eminem comes along and then, oh my God, the greatest rapper of, oh, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. No question about it. You gotta love him. He's so great. He's so fast and lyrical and all of that stuff. He's great. Elvis Presley, we created the whole genre of rock and roll and the music, and then, oh my God, Elvis Presley is the king of rock and roll. They do that all the time. We create something, we make people want to see it, just like Angel Reese did with women's college basketball. You can't tell me nothing different, just like she did with then, and then all of a sudden, a white person gets to leapfrog over the black people who made the genre popular, who made the genre attractive, who made the genre something desirable, and then they want to put a crown on a white individual. This is the situation with Angel Reese. This is why they're so mad. Because you say anything about Eminem, oh, you just don't like him because he's white. He's better. You know he's better. He's just white, and that's why you hate him. You hate him because he's white. Would have never gotten that far if he wasn't white. Elvis Presley never gotten that far if he was white. Copying other people's songs, stealing other people's dances. Yet because he's white, he gets a pass to do all that. Because of that. This is, I want you to think, another one, Logan Paul. Come out of nowhere. Everybody's like, man, he's just so great. Look at him beating all these Negro boxers. Boxing. We've made boxing, it was originally like a kind of underground kind of thing. It was like the Muhammad Ali's and the Mike Tyson's and the all of the black boxers of that time that made boxing like this super big thing. It made it this super huge, super big thing. There wouldn't have been a Rocky movie had there not been a Muhammad Ali, because there was not enough attraction into the sport of boxing. Jackie Robinson, another one. There wasn't enough attraction in the sport of boxing prior to that. Okay? It was because of the black boxers who grew the audience enough for you to even make a Rocky movie. It would have never been made had black boxers not made the sport as big and popular and in demand as it was. Okay? The NBA, do you know originally in the NBA, when the NBA first started, black people were not allowed to play in the NBA. They were not allowed. They were segregated. This was before desegregation. They were segregated. The NBA was only full of white people. Now you can barely think of a white person in the NBA. Name 5 white people in the NBA. You would have to literally be a basketball head to know 5 white people off the top of your head currently playing in the NBA. Currently playing. Remember Larry Bird? They tried to make Larry Bird this big deal. Oh my God, Larry Bird. He flies like a bird. He's great. Every single time we do something and we're growing the audience and we're growing the demand for it, then all of a sudden they be all like, okay, black people, move aside, move aside, move to the side, move to the side, move to the side. We want to crown the king or crown the king in this sport. This even comes with our business sense, in our economic sense. When we talk about the lottery stem from folks running numbers, black folks. I believe it was Harlem. Black folks in Harlem doing what they call running the numbers, which was essentially playing the lottery. And then they all like, well, hold on, you can't do that. You can't play the lottery. That's illegal. It's immoral. You shouldn't do that. And then all of a sudden they come up, or it was running numbers. There was arresting black folk for running numbers. And then all of a sudden, okay, well now that there's a demand for it, now that there's a taste in the society for it, now we're going to just give it to white people. And now that's the lottery. So we just gave it to white people. Everything that we do, everything that we make. So this is why I'm saying this goes beyond Caitlin Clark. This goes beyond Angel Reese or even basketball. Everything that we do, it's we create it, and they watch, and they sit there and they watch and they watch and they watch. And then once the demand reaches a certain level, they're like, oh, okay, black people, move to the side. Okay, now we got to put a white champion. We have to have a white leader in this movement. We have to have a white leader in this sport. And then there's this abnormal praise for the one white individual in the sport, in the league or whatever. Okay. I think it was whatever team, because I know he switched teams recently. Tom Brady, whatever team Tom Brady was playing for. Remember, anytime the team won, oh my God, Tom Brady won the sport. He won the championship. He has another Tom Brady. Okay. You're ignoring all the other players, but it's Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady. Now, if it was a black, quarterback, if it was a black quarterback, it would have been, well, hold on now, we can't give it all to the quarterback. Now, remember the last Super Bowl, it was two black quarterbacks playing against each other in the last Super Bowl, and they was all like, oh my God, look at the turnout. Usher did a great performance, record-breaking performance, black people all throughout that performance, and they was all like, oh my God, look at the turnout. Look at what Taylor Swift did. Look at, people came to really see Taylor Swift, really, because she was in the skybox, and she jumped up a couple times. People love her. Like, everything we do, they're gonna give the credit, and this goes all the way back in our history, stemming from our inventions, our designs, our creativity, our art, our everything we do. Torian Rain, shout out to Torian Rain. Torian Rain did something yesterday, live, about Beyonce, and how folks is mad at Beyonce for tapping into country music, even though we created country music. But we created the demand, we created the taste for country music. Now people want to listen to country music. Now, oh, okay, move to side, black folk. Okay, now we got to put a white person in front of it. And then when you try to take what's yours back, it's like you're stealing from them. This is why when it comes to our culture, when it comes to what we created, what we made in demand, what we made popular, we have to make sure, no, this is our stuff. You're not going to be able to come and take this. You ain't going to be able to come and move us to the side. This is why I don't like when people be like, Eminem is the best, man. He's the greatest of all time. He's absolutely the best. People do that. No, don't do that, because then you're going to do that. Then it's going to open the gate. And then it's going to be like, well, you know what? Hip hop was really created in Italy. If we really, really want to go to the origin, then they're going to do that. Remember that one year, I think Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Drake, all of them. I think J. Cole too dropped an album, and then they gave the album of the year to Macklemore, the white dude. All this crazy promotion of these white artists in hip hop, and they overshadow the black ones. Everything we do, they try to push us to the side once it gets big, and then put a white or a non-black, but really white people in front of that. So that's why when they try to push us to the side, no, this is our stuff. Basketball, let's be honest, the demand for basketball is because of us. We are the people who made the demand for the sport of basketball. Name a white Michael Jordan, name a white LeBron James, name a white Kobe Bryant or Shaq or Stephen Curry or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All name the white version of these players. Name the white Venus and Serena Williams. Name the white name these white players who play so great it creates a demand for people who originally were not even interested in the sport. There are people, Sha'Carri Richardson, who are watching track just because they saw her and they liked her style, so they started watching track because of her. Name a white girl who did that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Angel Reese is the one who made this the women's basketball thing a thing. And we're not going to allow her to be pushed to the side and y'all give the crown to Caitlin Clark, the non-champion champion. We're not going to do that. Let me do the thing with the phone lines too. The number, let me just double check, make sure this is the number. Okay, the number is all right, right here. This is the number right here. It is 215-600-4864. It's 215-600-4864. Let me see if I can put that in the chat room as well too. 215. So hold on. 600 4864. Okay. So I'm saying this because this is how we have to defend our culture and what we've made. All right. Now we do have a caller in here. Let's see. Caller, you are on live. Can you hear us? Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure the audience can hear you. Audience, y'all hear him, right? Can I get a thumbs up in the chat room if you guys can hear him? Hold on for 1 second. I just want to make sure before you go, they can hear you. You can't hear them? Hold on. They saying they can't hear you. Oh, okay. Hold on. That's why. Okay. Can you say something now? Say something now. Okay. You guys can hear him now? Can you guys hear him now? I just switched something around. Thumbs down. Okay, hold on. Can you guys hear him now? This is no breaking up. Hold on. What the hell? You should be able to hear him. Oh, that no wonder. Okay. No wonder. Now can you guys hear him? My bad. Now can say something now, brother. I'm still
y'all can hear me?
What's your name? Where you're calling from?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
My name is Amir, and also I'm called from Philly, and I saw the 215 number. Are you located in Philly?
No, I'm in Chicago. This is not my actual number. So okay, they can hear you.
Yeah. Cause I remember a while, not like a while back, a couple weeks ago, me and my dad talk about it, because at the Ramadan we go on the night prayer and all that stuff, and we talk about how literally, even when Iowa play South Carolina, you never hear nothing about South Carolina winning. They only talk about Iowa. They only talk about Caitlin Clark. And literally, Dawn Staley, she's from Philly, and even the local news don't talk about her. And it is nothing new.
Yeah,
she's from North Philly, and she's a whole legend, but you don't see nothing about her winning.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Everywhere when you talk about the WNBA draft, when you talk about her losing a championship, everywhere she goes, she gets this weird promotion where she's the headline of everything. Everywhere she goes, she's the headline. Even other people who are more deserving. How can you say she's the best? The team in South Carolina, they didn't lose one time this season. And you're saying that somebody who lost is the best. How are you saying that?
Exactly. And we talk about I forgot because it is before my time. It was a guy that won 6 rings, but he's known for making the one of the biggest shots in the NBA. Like he won 6. He was definitely on the Lakers, but it was before my time. And you talk about guys like that, and like those are champions. Like, and how I view sports is like I rather see guys like praise type of guys, or even girls who actually win. And like you look at Angel Reese, she won. But we praising people like that don't win, and that's like, and normally they don't get no praise at all. But now with Caitlin Clark, nothing against Caitlin Clark, she's great, but she gets a bunch of praise for not even winning at all, and a lot of people get crapped on for even just losing. Like for example, Harden, like people get crapped on Harden a lot in Game 7, but he's dropped like 30-something points. And that's Game 7. He was the only main factor on the Rockets with Chris Paul injured. But you see someone like that like get praised so much for even losing a championship.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you get the last word because we have more callers. But I'm gonna say like
I see. I don't want to hold up.
Okay. For instance, what the brother is saying is like if she would have, now she's a player, she can play. I will give her that. Her stats are good. She can play. I'm not saying she can't. But the thing is that you have never seen in sports history where the runner-up, the person who did not win, gets more promotion than the one who did. She's getting more promotion, and they're really ignoring the one. They're not even getting equal promotion. She's getting more promotion than the team who won. Her and her whole team are being more promoted than the team who won. And you've never seen that in sports history. Now, if it was Angel Reese, remember when Angel Reese and her team lost, it was ha, you lost, you've been humbled, ha. Now, when Caitlin Clark lost, well, you're still the best. Like, whoa. You see the difference there.
Yeah, and just before I leave, I'm like, for example, I'll be honest, this is my first time calling any type of show. So
okay.
That's pretty much it. But yeah, it's like I see like you look at the comments in like Instagram or any type of social media, people are like, yo, why are you making it about race? It's like, you made it about race. Y'all made her into a villain, and that's why. And like every time you look at it, it's double standards. Y'all calling her ugly, and like y'all sexualizing her. It's just a shame. And that's just, I just feel extremely bad about it.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right, but he's absolutely right. He was absolutely correct. Like the amount of hate and all that stuff that he got, Caitlin Clark didn't get. Caller from 662, you're on live. What's your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Mike from Mississippi.
Mike from Mississippi. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, man, you absolutely right. They weren't saying nothing about Caitlin Clark. Her first 2 years, she was doing the same thing, putting up all them points and stuff. And her third and fourth year, here come Angel Reese and South Carolina and the other black girls, and that's when everybody really started watching.
Exactly.
And yeah, did you see that? They did a trash ass parody of Angel Reese last year on SNL, but they bought Caitlin on.
I did.
And gave her jokes to say. And one of the jokes was her telling the black dude, "Do better, dumbass."
Now, I did see the parody that SNL did on Angel Reese last year, and it was like they weren't defending her; they made a joke about her. They tried to make her this kind of like aggressive, angry black woman. They didn't do that to Caitlin Clark, and they didn't invite Angel Reese, who, mind you, had a championship at the time. They didn't bring her on, but they brought Caitlin Clark on the show, gave her lines on the show. So I did notice.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but they just ignore the fact that she is terrible in the biggest games. They just don't even say nothing about that.
Thank you.
Like you taking 30 shots to get 30 points. That's not good at all.
No, it's not. People don't. How many times did she miss? I'm like, they all like, oh my gosh, she scored like 30-something points. She scored 18 points before folks was really guarding her in the first quarter. Cool, that's good, cool. And then 12 points throughout the rest of the game. 3 quarters, you only scored 12 points. That's below average. That's below amateur level.
Right.
She chokes. She choked in last year's championship. She choked in this year's championship. It don't matter how good you are until you pass the finish line.
All right. They put the girl she disrespected last year on her. They put Raven Johnson on it, and she basically couldn't do nothing after that.
Yeah, I forgot her last name, Johnson. Raven. I said Raven Johnson. She was handling her. Raven Johnson was on her bumper. She was not letting her go nowhere. Cause she blew Raven Johnson off last year. She kind of blew her off like, you ain't nothing. This year, Raven got her get back for real. Raven whooped Caitlin, and nobody's talking about Raven. And if Caitlin's the best player and Raven beat Caitlin, does that not make Raven the best player? But nobody's saying that.
Nope.
Thank you. I'm gonna let you get the last word, brother.
Yeah, that's all I had to say, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. Now we have caller from, let me see. Caller from area code 415. You're online. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Don P. calling from San Francisco.
Don P, brother. What's on your mind?
Man, AG. These people. You ever seen a fish when it's on the shore?
Yeah, I have.
And it's out of water and it's trying to get back to the water. It's just flopping around.
Yep.
That's these folks. That's these folks. They are losing at every turn. And the thing about it is something very magical took place in 2019. And then even just last week, the 8th. Their power is gone, man. Their power is gone. But this is what they do. They always center themselves, and they always have to make themselves feel good about themselves. So when you were talking earlier, when you started the broadcast, I was like, yep, straight up participation program, trophy.
Mm-hmm.
They can't lose. This is the deal. They can't lose. They haven't won a war since, wow, I might call World War II a victory, but they haven't, they're non-competitors. And they know this.
Mm-hmm.
They know that we are superior to them. That's the whole reason they brought us over here. Because if not, they would have brought a bunch of them.
That's true.
And they didn't. They brought the winners. They brought the ones who could forge out a destiny for them. Okay? But your ancestors didn't build anything.
Exactly.
No. Let them tell it. The Chinese built the railroads. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlin was right beside him. She was the foreman.
Caitlin came up with the ideas and everything, huh? It was Caitlin and Elvis Presley. It was Caitlin and Elvis Presley.
Hey, laid out Washington, D.C. and everything else.
And Eminem wrote the designs too. Eminem wrote the designs too.
Yeah, she could do wonderful things with peanuts too.
Yep.
Now let me just say this about that coon that came after you.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting up there talking about, "Ooh, man, the ballpark tastes so good. Ooh, man, the ballpark feels so good." That's what I got to say on that coon. we learned some things about, when we fought back.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing we got to do is clear the decks. We got to clear the decks. Hey, that last coon caught the last MAGA train leaving, and he bought his own ticket.
Yep.
And if y'all know, y'all know. If you don't, but listen, man, this is never going to change. But that's fine, because it's going to make victory so much sweeter. The taste in our mouth. When our power humbles these beings, I don't say human beings, they're just beings. Because if you're not 100% human, then you're not a human being. You're just a being.
Mm.
So he's going to humble them. We're already seeing it. That's what I was saying. We saw that last week on the 8th. The sword is gone. The sword has been removed. Their whole thing is about to fall apart. And you know what? I don't want to monopolize the time, but even today, I'm sorry, Kamala. I'm sorry, Tim Coon Scott. Racism is alive and well in America, and Black people can't be racist because we don't have power. That's some of that Jedi mind trick shit that they do.
Yes.
And the projecting they do, and the projecting. If they say you, look at them. Black people are the most violent. Really. Let's look at how
violent. That's what he said.
You got here and how we got here, and how we got here. See, we wouldn't be here if they weren't the. I don't know.
Thank you, brother. 2 + 2
makes 8. I don't know. Anyway, have a good one.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Don P. Sorry. All right. Caller from area code 872. You're on live. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, bro, this Chris from our hometown, Chicago, bro.
Chris from Chicago. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Hey, first off, I want to say, man, I'm glad we got Angel Reese, the female version of MJ and LeBron put together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we got I'm glad we got Camilo Cardoso.
Yeah.
AKA the female the female Shaq. and it's owned to our next door neighbors, Indiana, over there with Caitlin Clark. And also just the 13th pick, man, we got like a little like semi Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? She blonde girl, same height, 6 feet. She shoot threes, can shoot good. Don't shoot no local shots, but a three is a three. But also you were saying how faces in the NBA, I think they be trying to make. I think they be trying to make Luka and Joker. Luka, the guy from Dallas and Jokic. I think from Denver, they be trying to make them the faces of the NBA. Now, and
I've seen that push. I've seen that push. I've seen them try to do that little thing they try to do. I've seen that.
It's it's weird to me. And what else I want to say? Also I was just saying, thinking how it's funny how when AI came, I'm sure you already know AI. They hated on AI. Well, he would braids and stuff, and he the newest dude in the league,
mm-hmm.
and he just balling out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just funny how much of a how much of we can make an impact, and just certain arenas, man. And hey, not only AI just it just got me thinking about how 5'3" Muggsy Bogues. I think he said his name right. Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, the 5 feet homies. I don't think I ever seen no white player under 6 feet that made an NBA though. I could be wrong though, but they probably make it as them. But hey, also, hey, did you see the AI statue?
Of
You see that?
statue of who?
The Allen Iverson statue.
Oh yeah. Oh
you see
okay.
how
I'm thinking you're talking about artificial intelligence. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
Allen Iverson, people counted him out till
yeah,
he
yes,
couldn't
sir.
do it anymore. He proved them wrong. You know.
Right, yeah. I'm wondering why they made it so small like that. Like I heard something like all the statues. I heard something like all the statues small like that. You know, and around in that the basketball statues or something. But I mean, I don't know if that's true. I ain't researching nothing, but it's weird. But also I was wanted to say this. Hey, it's kind of funny how we got both college finals MVPs of this year and last year on one team. Man, I can't. Yeah,
Chicago.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, Chicago man. They talk about her being a number one pick. I promise you, that's not gonna matter when the game starts getting played. That's not gonna matter. She the one number one. That's not gonna matter. Indiana, they cooked. They're done. They cooked. They ain't beating Chicago. That's it for them.
Yeah, I can't wait for the season, man. And also this also this last thing you go hey brother, you coming to the microphone check?
Oh, of course.
Okay, most definitely. I'll definitely be there, man. I'll probably, if I see you, I'll probably say hi, brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much for giving us a call.
You too.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out to Tariq for the microphone check movie coming out next month. Chicago, we got to turn out. Caller from, what's your area code? 816. You are on live. What's your name? Where you calling from? We got a lot of
Tracy from Kansas City. How you doing?
I'm good, sister. What's on your mind?
This thing with Caitlin Clark, and I noticed how. Well, first let me ask you, because I know you know better than me. Did the White House invite South Carolina? Did they invite them to the White House? Because I don't remember seeing it this year.
This year, I don't remember them going to the White House yet, or them being invited.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Right.
I'm not sure, but
See,
yeah.
And then now Biden talking about now the women need to be paid more, and it's like now they wait till she get there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need to boost the pay and everything. So it's blatant obvious what's going on with that.
Yeah. Now, these are the same people who for years were saying nobody watches women's sports, so they shouldn't be getting paid more. They don't deserve to be getting paid more. It wasn't until now all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark, now people looking like, man, they need to be paid more. Nobody cared when the main players were black girls, but now a white girl shows up. Now everybody needs to be paid millions of dollars.
Yeah, and she's good anyway because she's signed with Nike, so she's set anyway.
Yeah.
So,
you're
and
right.
I ain't gonna stay on too long, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said you're absolutely right. She does have endorsement deals that cover more than what her salary is.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you too long, brother. But anybody in Kansas City area, be advised they about to send these migrants to us. So. Let's get down to City Hall. I'm not trying to take over the call. I just wanted to put that out there in case nobody knew. They just announced it like yesterday. They're gonna, sneak them in the city. Talk about they here to work. So,
well, thank you.
It's good talking to you, Afro.
Thank you, sister. Appreciate you.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. That was love sister. Now we have shout out to her. Caller from 719. You're on live. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Tell It Like It Is, calling out of Fairfield, California.
Tell it like it is, brother. What's on your mind?
What's going on, my man? Man, listen, all I got to say is this. I think it's real disingenuous that everybody wants to put everything about, making everything about race. They want to put that on black people. They want to put that trope on black people.
Mm-hmm.
When the truth of the matter is, everything has been made about race long before, since this country's inception, in fact. You know what I mean? This is where slavery and all of this Jim Crow and redlining and everything, all of that came from, all of this stuff about race. Even our elections are about race.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always about, they count the black vote, the white vote, Asian, Hispanic, this, that, and the other. And so it's just like, and for somehow, when they make it, when things come up and it's being made about race, for some odd reason, when we call it out, then that makes us the racists. And I don't understand that. It's like, y'all want to gaslight, and y'all want to keep gaslighting, and it's like, say, with the Angel Reese thing, and Caitlin Clark. Everybody know that Caitlin Clark is riding that girl's coattail.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a rivalry out there on that court. You know what I'm saying? And it was a rivalry. It was a rivalry that Caitlin Clark started. You know what I'm saying? And so now Angel Reese not only did it back to her, but she did. You know what I'm saying? Not only did she do it, she did it back. She did the taunting, but she also she backed her stuff up. She won the championship. And so now she's the devil. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is this. It's just like, come on, man. It's like every time as black folks, every time we do something extravagant and extraordinary, which we always do, it's like clockwork with us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in an environment where we're forced to have to compete. Even if, you know what I'm saying, we're forced to have to compete in a rigged system. And every time we do something extravagant, we always have to divvy it up and share it with everybody else. But when everybody else do something spectacular, it's just because they're just spectacular, and we got to let them have the limelight. So my thing is this: it's just like that dude that came for you. I mean, his whole voice just really got on my nerves. I mean, just listening to that dude talk, because it's just like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? He like the male, honestly, he like the male version of Candace Owens, if you ask me.
Yeah. He's trying to be.
He talking a whole lot of smash about, making everything about race, bruh. You know what it is out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about how black people are the most violent in this country. Okay, like we ain't have an 80-year-old man just come outside and shoot one of our sisters recently and killed her. And she was just doing her job.
Yeah.
Like we ain't have a bunch of cases where race soldiers out here offing our people, deleting our people, and the courts is letting them off. And the only reason why they just now started putting these cops in jail or giving them any kind of time at all is because black people, we gotta act the fool and start turning up out here for them to do anything. And then on top of that, you got all of these issues. They just right now they have these little subtle ways of constantly injecting race into everything. And when we notice it, we're the bad people, but they constantly do it. Looks like right now, you know what I'm saying, with Angel Reese and them winning the championship, and then the other team that won the championship, those should have been the ones getting invited to all the TV shows and all the glitz and the glamour and the glory. They should have been the ones the most recognized.
Yep.
How you putting losers on pedestals? But I guess they do put losers on pedestals. This is what they used to do, and since they still like to fly that Confederate flag.
Yep, I fully agree.
So that's all I really had to say, man. I just think they know that their time at the controls is up, and so they're trying to hold on to it, and they do it through imagery, but by trying to make us docile by saying that we ain't nothing, and we that we need them. That's always a way of them saying that we need them. And the truth of the matter is, we done already proved several hundred times over that we don't need anybody. We can take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So That's why they try to inject that, that mental poison into our minds and into our communities, into the minds of our children, to always keep us relying on them and relying on everything. But we've already proven, like I said, with Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all of these different black enclaves that popped up, we proved that if you leave us alone and stay out of our business, we could be fine. We ain't gonna even speak about all of the sea of black inventors that couldn't pass on generational wealth because they couldn't patent ideas, but everybody else got rich off those ideas. So it is what it is, man. These people are garbage, man, and they know they're garbage, and they know if we was all just, if Thanos was here right now and snapped his fingers and we all ended up so out of the country and somewhere else amongst ourselves, this place will fall.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
And that's all I had to say, bro.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I'm gonna get to the super chats in a minute. I appreciate you. That's our brother. Tell it like it is. But we got more callers, so we don't want to keep them waiting too long. We have caller from 626. And now, before we go, I want to give everybody a shout out for the likes. We got a lot of likes. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you do so and hit that like button. Please do so. It really does help the channel. Caller from area code 626. You're on live.
Yeah, this is Tony from Los Angeles. And just like our brother Neely Fuller says, maybe I'm paraphrasing, saying, if you don't understand what white supremacy is, everything else is only going to confuse you. And basically, like that, I'm going to call him that coon brother that you had on talking bad about black folks. It was about money. If it was true what he was saying, which I had to go back to Deion Sanders with his program that he's building in Colorado. Last year, even though his team didn't do the greatest and everything, but still people watched. They had the greatest viewership they ever had in the history of college football when they were watching his team. And it's going to be that same thing again because Deion Sanders, he's the kind of person that he built up his credibility through the years, and with this Angel Reese, not with Angel Reese, but with Caitlin girl, they're just building her up artificially. They're doing everything to try to build her up to make her into some type of hero.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing, this is I know I'm kind of going off subject, but in a sense where it's like I'm going back to the Black Panther with that first movie. It was so successful that I'm sorry that our brother Bozeman had passed away, and never before in the history of comic books that they killed off because of a real person died.
Mm-hmm.
They killed off a real black superhero, which was the Black Panther, and replaced him with somebody else. It wasn't even the Black Panther anymore, and never ever in the history of comic books like with Batman, the people. There must have been at least 10 to 20 different people that played Batman,
Mm-hmm.
And so then basically that's all I'm gonna say. It's all about the only reason why they're building up this Caitlin girl, because it all has to do with white supremacy. And if you don't see and understand what it is and don't know that's racial, then you're just fooling yourself. You're blind.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I have to say, bro.
Thank you very much,
I'm really
Tony.
proud of you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate you. Now we have caller from 770. 770, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, brother. This is Terry calling out of Atlanta.
Terry out of Atlanta. What's on your mind, brother?
Not much, brother. I appreciate your work, man. Keep up the good work. Yeah, okay.
where do I start? The way that gentleman framed the narrative, he really needs to work on his material, or he's like commercialing to be a token, because everything he said sided with them. There was no proofs or receipts presented. And then I hate the narrative when they say stuff like, oh, you're seeing things through a racist lens, and if you're a hammer, if you're racist, everything seems like a nail. Like that's just absurd when you're in the sea of white supremacy and you're a boat floating and you see everything around you is just like that. That is what it is. He has no receipts to debunk that.
Exactly. He's gonna essentially what he's doing, the whole if you're a racist hammer, some racist hammer, everything's a nail. One quote he said, that's gaslighting. That's us in even a race card. That's really saying, oh, you can't use the race card. That means if we see racism, if we call it out, we're the bad guys for calling out the racism that we witness, that we experience. That's essentially what that is.
No, we gonna always call it out. They're gonna have to get used to it. You know, I'm gonna use the words of Jason Black. We gonna all live under a law of righteously comfortable, or we're gonna be unrighteously uncomfortable, because we ain't gonna go for it. We're gonna call it out every single time when it's not right. Like who does that? I'm not, like, no, and everything he had to say, even though it was well spoken, it's like, bruh, really? Like if you was to have a task to draw a circle, your circle was all the way off, cuz you need to get on point, because it's like he was commercialing to be the next token. For real. It's out there now, so they gonna see it and they gonna prop him up even more, because everything he said sided with them, and he is the right persuasion. Like Professor Black Truth says, he's willing to rent his melanin out to steer their narrative. Like, I ain't with it, bro. Like, I appreciate your work, and I land, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Terry from Atlanta. He's absolutely correct. Absolutely. I want to get to, you've been waiting for a long time. I appreciate your patience. Caller from area code 301. You're on live. What's your name? Where you're calling from?
This your boy Ty from Washington, D.C.
Ty from Washington. How you doing, brother?
Man, chilling, man. Cooling, man.
What's on your mind?
I just want to talk about this whole situation. Angel Reese was the main reason why you had grown men in the barbershop watching female basketball.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's tell the truth about it.
And like all last year, white folks was in their feelings.
Yep.
They was talking cash-ish about Angel Reese, because because she's feminine.
Mm-hmm.
She's not ugly. She fly. You feel me? And she confident. She talk trash. Like even Deion Sanders talk about it all the time. Once a confident black person start talking trash and backing his game up, white folks can't stand it.
Mm-hmm. And it don't matter if they the best. Look at what they doing with. I'm glad you brought up Deion Sanders. Look at what they doing with Deion. Deion Sanders came in and pretty much changed the game as far as being a coach. He bought a team. He elevated his team beyond anything any college coach currently could do. And they hate that for him. They hate the fact that a black man was able to do that with a black team. They hate that.
Yeah, he took a trash organization and turned it into a dynasty.
Yep. And what they hate.
And another thing.
I'm sorry. What they hate the most.
Oh, go ahead.
That he's confident about it. He's not sitting up there like, yeah, I do it. I'm sorry, Mass. He's boastful and confident about it, and they hate that.
Yeah. And Shannon Sharp, he called this out perfect. He said she could never be the champ because you had athletes that played female basketball in college that had a worse team than Caden Clark, that put the team on their back and still won championships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she can't. She lost both times. Okay, And I mean, I've never in my life, ever in all of sports. Now, I'm not as big of a sports head as I used to be, but in all of sports, I've never seen a team with no championships get promoted over the team with championships. I've never seen that.
Yes. They got to the point now where I think it's some like wooden shooting, tokens that she got, and they promoting there like that's championships.
That's ridiculous, man. That's absolutely
like it's getting to the point now where it's like they're trying to force this white girl down our face. Like they keep trying to every time you look on ESPN, they're putting this white girl right there. You look on the news. She's right there. I'm like, is this scripted? Who's getting paid for this?
But listen, and how you know it's inorganic. Let me show y'all again. This is her Instagram. This is her followers. This is Angel Reese's followers. Okay. This is her. Let me get this off the screen so y'all can see it. This is her Twitter followers. And then this is Angel Reese's Twitter followers. Angel Reese got a bigger profile. Yet you constantly see they're trying to force Caitlin Clark on everybody. Like, oh, she's so in demand. No, she's not so in demand. You guys are just putting this pedestal on her. People don't, because you see people aren't following Caitlin Clark like they are Angel Reese. Those are people who are following those people. The people are following Angel Reese more, but Caitlin Clark is getting more promotion.
Yeah. And let's not forget about last year, Angel Reese. I don't pocket watch, but she made $5 million last year. And let's not forget all her sponsors. She got way more sponsors than Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she did.
As far as endorsement?
Yes. So how are you saying that?
If we're not talking about the money she made this year.
Yeah. So with that logic, how can you possibly make the argument that Caitlin Clark has a bigger impact on women's sports than Angel Reese? When you count all those things up, not just the shots they got one game. I'm talking about everything together. Who's made this brand hot? Who made this brand watchable? It's Angel. It's not even a question.
Yeah. You had celebrities showing up to the game. Matter of fact, I forgot. What's her teammate name? Angel Reese didn't get her so popular. She got a record deal.
Damn, that's something else.
Like if you want to talk about that GOAT, Angel Reese really put. I'm saying they team on their back and put people in position to make money.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But like I said, man, I'm definitely going to the Reparations March, man. All I gotta say is, man, Angel Reese is the GOAT. She the one that made grown men watch tournaments and basketball. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. She's the GOAT. And one more thing before I go. They said Caitlin Clark had she had what, a Prada fit on?
Yeah.
And they were trying to boost her up. I was like, you had girls in the draft that was fresher than her.
Yeah, more attractive. She didn't look that good in the Prada. She don't really look that good. I ain't trying to be a bully, but y'all know there's a reason why Angel Reese got way more Instagram followers than Caitlin Clark do. There's a good reason.
Hell, Angel Reese was more fly than her. She was some chilling stuff.
Yeah. Angel Reese was looking good. Angel Reese is out.
Like Angel Reese had on the fit. She gonna step off real quick,
dude. Caitlin Clark was not.
But that's all I had, my guy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Ty from DC. Shout out to DC. I'm gonna be there soon. Now we have caller. Let me see. We have caller 908. You are on live. Thank you for your patience. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? This is me, Tony from New Jersey, man. What's up, Afro Elite?
Hey, how you doing? You said Tony from New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm from Jersey, man. I'm from Jersey.
Okay, got you. How you feeling, brother? What's on your mind?
I was just going to say, man, David had been dying for a great white hope in sports. And Angel Reese, she actually made female basketball relevant because I like watching football. Mm-hmm. Basketball I watch every now and then, but she really made it relevant. And a lot of people, they know that girl is more better than Caitlin Clark. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They have been dying for a great white hope in sports. Like, if you look at the sports just in general, where we dominate, they have been searching for a great white hope in boxing, a great white hope in football, a great white hope in just in every area of activity where we dominate. They have been looking for a great white hope. And Angel Reese, they demonized this girl for what? For what? They made an article about that girl talking crazy. I'm like, this is what, I mean, you cannot be this desperate. And I have to say, and I've mentioned this all the time. You have to understand, white society, they have a insecurity about themselves. And because they have an insecurity about themselves, we have to suffer from that. And my grandma explained that to me. They have an insecurity about themselves because they make everything about race.
Yeah.
Everything about them is a projection. And they imply this in every activity to the point where it's even in sports. This girl is, you know, to me, it's just really ridiculous, man. But Afro Elite, man, I appreciate everything you do, man. I follow everything you do, man. And, you know, just keep up the good work, man. And I just wanted to say, you know what's going to be a problem? When LeBron James' son comes in basketball, they're going to be looking for a great white hope for that.
That's
Watch
true.
when his son come to NBA. They have to find a great white hope for everything. To me, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous to me, you know?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And he's going to be facing the so much damn scrutiny. So much scrutiny.
Yes.
It's going to be people telling him to shut up and dribble, just like they did his father. There's going to be people huckling at him. There's going to be people calling him the N-word. There's going to be people doing all of this stuff that they're not going to do to other players. But there's going to be, I hope he's ready for it. There's going to be a particular amount of hate he gets just entering into the league just because he's LeBron's son.
Right, I agree with you 100%. It doesn't make no type of sense, man. It really doesn't. Even in boxing, you look at boxing, they need a great white hope. I'm more of a football person, you know, because in Jersey, I watch football. I haven't watched female boxing. I mean, not female boxing. I haven't watched basketball in a while. But when I do catch it, I catch it. But I'm telling you, Angel, I didn't know nothing about female basketball until Angel Reese, man. You see what I'm saying? And they hate on our sister, and we all know why.
Yeah.
Because we really have to look at the aspect of how they think. You know, but that's all I wanted to say, man. Appreciate you taking my call, man. Keep doing what you do, man. I just wanted to say, when you get a chance, man, you think you could talk about the situation that happened in Ohio with that white supremacist that murdered that sister, man?
You mean the Uber driver?
Yeah, I want to hear your opinion on
Okay,
that.
yeah.
That
Let
was
me
crazy,
yeah, I got you, brother. I got you.
All right, thanks for taking my call, fam.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so shout out to them. We had another caller. The caller must have. Seems like I was just about to take a call. Call it dropped off. Well, we've been on for a decent amount of time. Let me wrap up here. Let me wrap up right here. You know, we took, how many calls did we take? We took like 12, 13 calls, I think, around that much. So I think that'll be it. And I think that's a good amount of calls for tonight. I do believe so. So let me end this call thing right here. Okay. All right, hold on. Just ending the show. That was good. And I didn't even like let it be known beforehand. This was like midway thinking. I'm all like, you know what? You guys were so active in the chat room. I'm like, I know you guys probably want to call in and say something about it. But as far as the guy who said we're the most violent people, and then he talks about, you know, statistics backing up the fact that we're the most violent. And then the other brother just got off the phone, Tony, I believe, just got off the phone. The Uber driver, if you guys don't know, there was a situation where a black woman, kind of older black woman, like 60-ish years old, she was an Uber driver, and she got out trying to pick somebody up. An older white man allegedly was being scammed, and he was being threatened or whatever the case is. And then next thing you know, he unalives this woman. They don't call that violence. So we know for a fact, she's 61. Thank you. We know for a fact that they're graded on a curve. And this is really what this subject is about. The fact that they're graded on a curve. Now I'm going to save that for another video because that deserves its own video. But they're graded on a curve. When we look at Angel Reese and we look at Caitlin Clark, they're graded on a curve. Find me, I dare anybody, find me one article that is saying anything negative about Caitlin Clark. Find me an art, because they don't, there's this narrative. I hope we have to understand. They have these things where they're to the news channels and stuff like that. They'll say, okay, this is the character. This is the person that we're going to put on this level, right? So all of the news publications, all of the media, ESPN, the WNBA commentate, all of them, they got to get on the same page. Caitlin Clark, she's great. Caitlin Clark. You don't find, even if you say she's not the best, even if you find one or two who says she's not the best, you won't find anyone who says anything negative about her while also promoting Angel Reese. You won't find that at all. Now, anything that Angel Reese does, she gets dragged for it. She gets dragged for it. Remember when we made our video a couple weeks ago when she lost, and then she was talking about all of the stuff that she had been going through the past year, and she broke down a little bit, just a little bit. She wasn't boo-hooing. She wasn't falling out of her chair, wasn't blowing her nose. It was, she dropped a few tears because of all of the stuff that she was going through. Man, every single article, ESPN, all these First Take, all of these, everybody had something to say. When she did, everybody had something to say anytime it's something negative to do with a black athlete. Because this isn't even just Angel Reese. This is just with black athletes. A black athlete slips up one time and they be all like, oh my God, it looks like he don't got it no more. Oh my God. Like, for instance, if LeBron James loses a championship, they'll be all like, well, LeBron is done. LeBron will never be the same. LeBron is cooked. LeBron is finished. They'll say that about him. I'm just giving an example. They'll say that about him. Now, if what's that one guy name? I forgot his name. What is his name? Tom Brady. If Tom Brady, if he loses a championship, he's still the best. He has, do you understand, when it comes to white folks, they got to lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose before people be like, well, maybe he's not the best. I guess he's really not the best anymore. When it comes to black people, you lose one time, then, I guess we can't call you the best anymore. We can't call you the best. You lost. Come on now, you lost. We can go back to, and this is a cultural thing. Okay, even if we want to go back to Eminem, do you know how many flop albums Eminem has? A lot of people don't, because a lot of people think about the Eminem Show, which is his best album, Mom's Spaghetti, Arms Are Heavy. Everybody knows that. But all of the flop albums he has, and people still like, man, he is the greatest of all time. No one can beat him. If a black person had one single, if he was hot and then had a flop album, like, well, I guess just 15 minutes of fame are up. This is what they do when it comes to black people. Now, a black girl, Angel Reese, win endorsements, popular, the most popping player in the whole league of college female football, basketball. Most popping player. She lose, it's not like she lost early. She got eliminated really in the semifinals of the league. And then it's, oh, well, I guess she's really not that good. If you really want to think about it, she's really not that good. Caitlin Clark lost. And she's still being considered the best. Hold on. Put this back up. This is how you know. This is how you know they get graded on such a damn curve. It is insane. They almost never not be considered. Once they give them the title of the best, it's like pulling teeth out to say they're not the best. People still refer to, what's his name, Elvis Presley, as the king of rock and roll. He never deserved that title. He's not the king of rock and roll. He's not the best. He stole most of his material. He stole his whole character was stolen. You got girls beating Angel Reese beat Caitlin Clark. Raven Johnson beat Caitlin Clark. The black girls who beat her are not being on SNL. They're not on SNL. They especially don't even have lines. Not only you just make an appearance, they have lines and they're a guest and all that stuff. You know how popping you got to be to do that? And they bring their whole team. And let's address this too. Let's address this too. People say, oh, well, Caitlin Clark, she's just so in demand. She's so in demand. This is why this is why people wanted to watch her. And the whole team is up there because Caitlin Clark, and that's her team. Do y'all think we stupid? Do you guys think that we have never watched sports before? Even if what's his name? Cardoza is a better player. That's another one in the chat room. She's not getting nearly the promotion, right? Do you not guys know if a player is super great, phenomenal player, yes, they're going to get endorsements. Yes, they're going to be seen on TV shows and stuff like that if the player is super good. But for you to bring the whole team on, that means the team has to be super good. Get out of here when you think Caitlin Clark is calling shots. So much so that anywhere she goes, she's all like, well, I'm not going but unless my whole suck-ass team is going. Unless my loser-ass team is following me, I'm not going. And you think she's so in demand that they all like, man, we have to bring this whole loser team because Caitlin Clark is just so in demand. No. Just like what Joe Biden did last year. It's the same thing. This team represents like the white girls. They got a couple black girls on team, whatever. But this team represents the white girls. So they want to bring the white girls up. They want to have the white girls, and a lot of these other players are the black girls. LSU, a lot of black girls. The South Carolina, a lot of black girls. All of these players, they're looking at, these are the black girls. So we want to elevate these white girls. That's what it is. How you know for a fact, just because she's in demand, that doesn't mean that SNL is going to bring the whole team on. Everywhere you see Michael Jordan, I'm talking about Michael Jordan in the 90s. Everywhere you saw Michael Jordan go, championship after championship after winning championships, do you see all of the Bulls go? The whole team of the Bulls go with not just Allen Iverson. I'm talking about the whole team goes because Michael Jordan went. No. Kobe Bryant in the Lakers. Everywhere Kobe Bryant went, you didn't see the whole Lakers. I'm not talking about Kobe and Shaq. I'm talking about the whole team went with Kobe Bryant. You did not see that. Everywhere LeBron goes, you don't see the whole team going. Everywhere Steph goes, you don't see the whole team going. So we know for a fact that's not how that works. We know the only way you are inviting the team is if you are trying to promote the team. You're not just trying to promote one character, one player, and that one player is just so in demand. That one player is just so popular, and the views would just go above a record-breaking. I can't even think of a word. It's tremendously high viewership if you put this player on, so you got to put the team on. We know for a fact that's not how that works. We know that's not how that works. We see the fact that it's an agenda. They're calling stuff the Caitlin Clark effect. I'm going to show you something real quick. Since they want to say something about the Caitlin Clark effect, I want to look, and we're gonna search the Caitlin Clark effect, and we're gonna see how much stuff comes up with the Caitlin Clark effect. Name the Caitlin Clark effect, and then what we're gonna do. Hold on. We almost got it. I just thought of this. We're gonna do this. Okay. Hold on. Now we got the news right here, and let me see the news right here. So I want to show you guys, I want to give you guys a legitimate comparison about the crazy amount of promotion. Look at this. This is what they call the Caitlin Clark effect. I just thought to pull this up right here. Come on, play it. Come on, do the thing. Okay. Make it bigger for y'all. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. Now, as you can see, the Caitlin Clark effect. I want you to see Indiana Fever. Well, I want to see where she says the Caitlin Clark effect. They're calling what she's doing the Caitlin Clark effect. Oh, the effect she has on that. The Fever and the NBA. Look at what they're saying. The Caitlin Clark effect. There's 2 times the Caitlin Clark effect. Oh my God, the Caitlin Clark effect. The Caitlin Clark effect. Oh my God, the Caitlin Clark effect. Look at this. Okay. Who is Caitlin Clark? The college star who transformed women's basketball. I want you to see what they're saying about Caitlin Clark. Oh, the Caitlin Clark effect. Oh my God, she transformed basketball. Now, let's compare that, okay, to Angel Reese. I want y'all to see something. So when you compare that to the Angel Reese, now I just typed in the same thing, the Angel Reese effect. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese hope to carry over college momentum to WNBA. They put I said Caitlin Clark effect, and they put Angel Reese effect, and they put Caitlin Clark's name before Angel Reese's name. I searched Angel Reese effect, and Caitlin Clark's name came first. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese hope to carry it. Another one, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are selected in the first round in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, I searched Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the best dressed WNBA draft. Are you seeing what they're doing? And I literally just Googled this. This isn't edited or anything. I'm scrolling through. This isn't photoshopped or anything. All of this stuff. And that's where the article ends. Even if we did more, okay. So yeah, Angel Reese, they're not saying this as Angel Reese effect. Look at this, all of this stuff. But the first things that came up, impact, they're saying impact, and then Caitlin Clark and all that stuff. Angel Reese declares okay, well, this is when she made her thing. All right. They're saying impact, they're not saying effect. But when you looked up the first things that came up, let me go back. The first things that came up was Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the first name in all of the things when you search the Angel Reese effect. The first name. Now, when you go back to the Caitlin Clark effect, you don't see Angel Reese's name at all. Caitlin Clark, impact NBA. Caitlin Clark, number 1. Caitlin Clark effect. Caitlin Clark effect. Caitlin Clark effect. Caitlin Clark led 2020. Do you see this? Okay. You can, and this is how you know this stuff is clearly illegitimate. It's illegitimate as hell. This goes to show when a black girl in this situation, Angel Reese, when she makes the sport desirable, when she makes the sport attractive to people who, let's be honest, we're not really watching college sports like that anyway. College sports get less viewership than the national leagues. So college basketball gets less viewership than the NBA. College football gets less viewership than the NFL. You know, and that's just not how it is. That's just how it is. It wasn't until Angel Reese where the college female basketball, college women's sports were reaching the number and surpassing the number of the actual WNBA. It wasn't until she started doing that. And they're sitting up there like, oh my God, Caitlin Clark. You see this crazy amount of promotion for Caitlin Clark. But when you look at their following, you look at who the people want to see, you look at all of this stuff, it's Angel Reese. And this is something that they've been saying for the longest time. Anytime we do something anytime we do something and make it great, make it phenomenal, make it watchable, make it desirable. Anytime we do it and it reaches a certain level, it's okay, black folk, move to the side. Let's put a crown on a white person, whether that's Eminem, whether that's Elvis Presley, whether that's Caitlin Clark, whether that whoever it is, we got to move the black players aside or the black people aside, the black artists aside, and then we got to put the crown on the white person. Whether that's Macklemore, whether that's whoever it is, whoever that is, we got to put the crown on the white person. because they're the ones who really did it. And then they'll tell you that if you try to take the crown back, you're stealing from them. And I'm bringing up again the situation with Beyonce. We created country music. If she wants to tap into a country album, she has the ability to do that. She's FBA. She has the ability to do that. But they're saying she's stealing from them when they stole it from us. And if we let this happen, they will do this with everything. If we let it happen with hip hop, they'll do it with hip hop. They'll say Eminem's the best. Jack Harlow's the best. Macklemore's the best. If we let that happen, then when we say, no, we're the best, they'll say we stole hip hop from them. They're already saying that. We created the genre, then they're saying we stole it from them. They're going to do that with basketball if we let them do that with basketball. If we let them, whether that's NBA or the WNBA, if we let them do that with basketball, then it's going to be like, oh, Caitlin Clark, she's the one who made this basketball thing so great, so phenomenal, so wonderful. She's the one who did that. And then it's going to be when a black girl beats her, it's going to be you're stealing what belongs to white people. That's what happens. So this is why we got to make sure when we do something, when we make it hot and we make it demand, we got to put our stamp on it immediately. We have to immediately put our stamp on it. No, this is ours. This belongs to us. Y'all can look at it. Y'all can't touch it. Don't look, don't touch. Look, don't touch. Don't touch it. Okay. That's what we need to make sure we're doing. Oh man, we've been on here for 2 hours. Well, that's because we did the phone calls, which was really good. I'm gonna start doing more phone calls more often. I really like the last couple of times we did the phone calls. It was really good. I really liked it. We got a lot of good callers, a lot of good different perspectives and all that stuff. Callers from around the nation. I'm talking about New Jersey, Los Angeles, Atlanta, DC, all of that, all around. So I'm probably going to start doing more calls. Okay. So now watch. Now here's the thing. Watch when Chicago Sky starts getting more views. Watch when Chicago Sky starts beating. Just watch. Watch when Angel Reese takes her first loss. Caitlin Clark takes her first loss. They gonna be like, oh, the White Hope. Oh, her team's not good. Oh, nah. Watch. Just watch. We've been on here for a long time. Let me get to these super chats because I don't want y'all to feel unappreciated. Let me get to that. Yak Diesel sends a super chat, says, "What's good, brother? What's good with you, brother? Everyone knows Angel Reese is the new face of women's basketball. So many dudes I know are watching collegiate women's b-ball and WNBA because of her." Exactly. It's not a sport that men were watching, especially to the degree like, oh my God, it's a new game on. Turn that on. Folks weren't watching it like that before. Folks were not interested like that before. She brought attractiveness to it. She brought the style. She brought the charisma. She brought the playership to it. That's what attracted people, men and women, to the sport. Thank you very much. And Getting Theoretical says the super chat, say, I don't watch sports at all. I heard of Angel Reese. I never heard anything about Caitlin Clark. See, if you don't watch it, you don't know. But you do know about who Angel Reese is. Another one, Getting Theoretical, they up Caitlin because Angel brought shine. They did. Because Angel made the sport in demand. She made the sport hot. She made the fact that people are talking about it. Because let's be honest, a few years ago, ESPN, there was no wall-to-wall coverage of women's basketball. Let's be honest. This has been, the last couple years, has been the most women's basketball, especially college women's basketball, has ever been talked about. And it is not because of Caitlin Clark. It's not. And we know that. Shout out to you for that. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you brothers and sisters. Let's see what the poll says before we wrap it up. And the majority of the people here, yeah, Angel Reese got swag. That's what people like. not just shooting a ball. You gotta have that swag, that charisma, that likability. Angel has likability. Caitlyn does not. When you look at the way Angel acts and you look at the way Caitlyn acts, Angel looks like a fun person to be around. Caitlyn does not look like that. She doesn't. Now let's see what the poll say. And the poll goes right here at almost 500 votes, at 462 votes. 87% said Angel Reese has the bigger impact. 12% say Caitlin Clark. Oh, come on. Almost 500. We got it. We know it. We know what it is. Shout out to every single last one of you brothers and sisters. I appreciate you guys for tapping in and staying in. Okay. We had close to 500. So we really countering the shadow ban and the algorithm. We're really doing a good job. Shout out to every single last one of you guys for staying in. If you guys want to follow me more, you guys can follow me on my various social media platforms, which is Afro Elite on Instagram, and then the Afro Elite on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. And the description to that is in the comment section below. Also, leave a like, please. That I greatly appreciate that. That really does do a lot to help. Okay, it helps the recommendations. It helps people see it on their timelines, on their homepage. The like too. If you guys are not subscribed, you guys definitely want to do that so you don't miss out, because we're always coming with this fire content. Especially now, we're probably going to be coming up with more call-ins. So you definitely want to make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Double check to make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so that way you don't miss out. Just in case you are subscribed, you might not see it. So hit that notification bell too, and double check to make sure you hit that notification bell. Double check to make sure it's still on. That's all I got to say. All right. Now, with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, be one salute to every single last one of you all. You all have a good one.